Sunset awoke in the hospital. The constant beep, beep of the monitor beside her had begun to give her a headache. Her mind barely registered that her friends were trying to get her attention. Her mind was preoccupied with images of Adagio's expression just before she fell to the ground. Sunset felt a prodding on her arm and turned her attention to find the source of the annoyance. It turned out to be a nurse taking her blood. When the nurse, when the nurse left the room, soon afterwards a doctor walked into her room. He gave her a soft smile and pulled a chair up beside her bed. He turned to the girls and asked them to leave, much to their annoyance. Miss Shimmer, right? The doctor asked her. Sunset just nodded as she stared at the wall. I'm sorry to inform you of, Miss Dazzle's recent passing. We tried our hardest to save her life, but the trauma she suffered from that gunshot, there was no way we could have saved her. I'll give you some time to yourself, okay? The doctor got up from his seat and left the room. Sunset continued to stare at the wall. Her mind was in overdrive and her emotions were being overloaded. Sunset regarded the bottle in her hand. Sunset scowled angrily and threw the bottle against the wall. The bottle shattered and any liquid inside splattered against the wall and floor. Sunset flipped her table and began screaming as she ran into her room. As she threw herself into her bed, she buried her face in some pillows and began to cry. As Sunset thrashed around on her bed, her foot kicked the nightstand. Calming down, after a few minutes, she began to clean up the mess in her room. As cleaning her bedroom, her hand bumped against a picture frame. Sunset felt tears forming again as she stared at a picture of her and Adagio sitting in a cab on a Ferris wheel, overlooking Canterlot City. Sunset sighed and began to walk towards the kitchen. She would also have to clean up the shattered glass. Sunset sat alone in a funeral house. The funeral had ended about an hour earlier. Sunset stared at Adagio's peaceful form, wondering if they would ever meet again. Sunset glanced at her own hand. On her ring finger sat a golden ring with a red ruby in the middle. She didn't smile or frown, but regarded the ring thoughtfully, bringing her eyes to Adagio's face. Again, Sunset stared to tear up. Adagio, why you do it? Why'd you leave me? Sunset fell over onto Adagio's still cold chest. Tears streamed from Sunset's face onto Adagio's clothed corpse. Sunset failed to notice as Arya walked up to her, though she did feel her arms wrap around her shoulders, and she heard the soft cooing in her ear. This only made Sunset cry harder. Sunset finished cleaning her kitchen. Tears slowly fell from her eyes. Sunset took a seat back at her table. Pulling out her phone, she dialed Adagio's number. Hello. You've reached Adagio Dazzle. Please leave a message. Thank you. Adagio's voice played into Sunset's ear. Hi, Adagio. It's Sunset. Ugh! I miss you, and wanted to say yes to your question. I will marry you. I love you. Sunset trailed off as she finally said it, though she wished with all her heart that Adagio was still around to hear it. Author's note. This came to me suddenly. Please feel free to point out any typos / spelling errors. Okay. This was A Lonely Valentine's Day, written by Father Pie. This was a romantic fic, plus sad and slice of life, featuring Sunset Shimmer and Adagio Dazzle. This was Equestria Girls form. Wow. That was sad. Ever since I picked this story, I didn't know that this was going to be a sad fic. I didn't bother to look at the genre because all I saw was romance. But after I started reading this while recording yesterday, it actually changed. Um, Sorry if I'm like pausing for like 10 seconds or 5 seconds. I'm just a bit sad right now, a little bit. Um, this story is tremendously beautiful. It was really sad, very sad indeed. I hope y'all had a very Valentine's Day last week. I know I did. Um, thank you for listening. And if you have any romantic fics for me to request, just say the fics that you want me to read in the comments below. I got other stories that is the month of love. So if you want to request any romantic fics before this month ends, cause we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days left until we hit March. So yeah, so you want to request any fics for me to read? Go ahead and leave a comment below. And since I got the storage done, I can do more than words, more than like 1,000 words. If my recording thing can handle that. Wow, this is actually beautiful. So with that said, I made the flame. Have a fantastic month, and see y'all in the next video. Peace.